I bought these two. I always buy 2 boxes of dye because I have very thick hair. I bought these 2 hair colors from Target a while ago. I don't know if they'll let me return it, or I really don't even want to return it. I just want to exchange it. They haven't been opened or anything. But it's this blonde color. This was before I decided to bleach my hair. I'm just gonna use this color on my hair, but this is like if your hair is naturally this color, like this dark color right here. That's not my natural hair color. And I had the previous box black dye on top of that, so that wouldn't even have done anything, so I didn't use it. Still have the highlights, or not even highlights, whatever the hell it is, just bleach bits. I hate the way my hair feels, but what I'm going to do, what did I do with it? I thought I just had it. Oh, here it is. I am going to fill this blonde color, these blonde bits. If you remember, I have blonde in the front. It's very compromised, it's very weak, and just snaps off. I don't know, I just hate it. I had a deep conditioning mask on my hair. Oh, here it is. I'm all over the place. This deep conditioning Curl Charisma Rice Amino and Avocado Hydrating and Defining Mask. I don't really want the definition. It's just more about the hydrating effects. I mean, I want definition as well, but the pieces in the front are dead. Like, they curl and then they're straight. I've had this happen before, many times before. If you guys go back and look at some of my old hair videos, you hear me talk about all this breakage and loss of curl pattern, etc., etc. But anyway, I just want to return these 2 boxes of hair dye or exchange them for something that is dark brown or black. I'm going to be using this Ritual color as a filler color, so I'm going to put this on my hair first and then leave it. It's extra conditioning. There's no ammonia, there's no developer, there's no alcohol. It's just semi-permanent hair color with nourishing effects. So I'm going to leave that on my hair and then put the box dye over it. I don't want to go to Sally's. I just want to run to Target really quick and see if they'll let me exchange everything. Hopefully they will. And I can get this done tomorrow, because tomorrow was Labor Day and nothing is open. So why not try to do something different with my hair. I also have other hair care masks and different things that have went viral on TikTok. I bought them from Amazon. They're coming on the way. So just different things to nurse my hair back to health. It's still relatively healthy. It's not really gummy or anything. When it's wet, it's just very, like, the elasticity is compromised and the curl pattern is compromised as well. So I don't know. I never had a problem retaining length. I always, my hair grows pretty fast and it's very thick, so I'm very thankful for that. But let me hurry up and run to the store and hopefully can exchange these things.
Yeah, or CPR is really good too. Don't use colors, though. It smells so bad.
Alright, so this is what it's looking like. I took it down. I don't like it. Even though in the video I was like, oh, I love it. Oh, look, I just love it so much. Like, no, I don't love it. It's very high maintenance. It's very drying. And then you can also see in these brown bits, then a lot of the color that I put on here is rinsing out. I noticed that every time I wash my hair, then it's bleeding out. So I think that's, again, because I didn't cover the hair or fill the hair. I just put that brown right on top of it. So I mixed up the Arctic Fox color and got this color. It looks like ketchup. Ketchup and mayo. But I'm going to put this color on top to fill it in. I actually might add a little bit more red and process the front of my hair, process the 2 back of my hair. I have it in 4 sections. Leave this on for a couple hours. I started watching Dopesick. I started back watching that, and I think I want to also finish The Last of Us. I started watching it with my sister, but then all of a sudden we just stopped watching it. But I really want to finish it and see what happens. On the last episode, I think the guy had gotten shot or stabbed, and it didn't look too good for him. So I don't know what happened. Yeah, time to go back to dark brown. Back to my natural hair color. Let me put this in my hair, chill, maybe talk with you guys, and then I'll be back when it's all done. Okay, so this is what it's looking like when it's still very wet. But it's red. It's not blonde or anything. Now when I talk about the pieces, you can see how straight it is, how compromised, especially in the front of my hair. You always hear like the front of our hair is like the most fragile. So that's why I'm really just trying to get it back to my natural hair color. So you can see the curls, and then there's like straight pieces, straight bits. Eventually I'm going to be snipping those off. I don't want to cut them off right now because then they'll give me bangs, and I don't want bangs. So let me go ahead and blow dry all this hair of mine, become something different. And always, for me, it's always about going back to my original self, who I was like before I started drinking, before I started becoming lost and didn't know who I was as a person. But as far as, I don't mean to get that deep, it's just hair color, but to me it's just all about transformation, as well as, like I said, becoming who you really were meant to be. As far as my hair though, I always have experimented with my hair. Like I said before, I have videos up from when I used to dye my hair green, orange. One time I bleached my hair like 3 times, my whole head 3 times in one day, and then I wanted it to be like a pastel pink color because I was like emo or whatever and trying to look like the way those girls look like. But if you have curly hair and if you have textured hair, then you know it just isn't good for your hair. Bleach isn't good for anybody's hair, to be honest, if you don't know what you're doing. But if you know what you're doing, then it can look beautiful. You know, don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm just, you know, talking shit about bleach, but it's just the simple fact that I'm happy that when you can make a mistake in life or with your hair, you can always fix it and you can always learn from it. That's the message that I'm basically trying to say. I'm not trying to get too deep, but yeah, let me towel dry this hair. Alright you guys, it's currently developing. It looking kind of grayish, greenish color where I put the platinum black. I guess platinum means like silver tones, and I know I used a bit of yellow, so yellow and blue makes green. Thinking that's where this is coming from, because the yellow from the Cosmic Sunshine that I mixed in with the Arctic Fox Ritual to make the filler color, that's yellow based, and then the silverish platinum black is blue based, so yellow and blue make green. So this is kind of where this is probably coming from. You can kind of see it. It'll be interesting to see what it looks like when it's washed out.
Finally gets their license. Here comes the charms. Plus, save on streaming with Paramount Plus subscriptions so little ones can watch their favorite show. Again. Walmart customers save on News Plus.
Yep, ready. maybe I'll take the car to the AC Auto Body after class and see if it's ready. I hope they don't say, oh, it's not ready. Oh, it's not ready yet. Like, that's freaking annoying. I don't know. And he told me, like, don't take it through emissions. Have us plug it in first. But I've been driving it for a while. I don't know if, like, when he resets it, I have to drive it another 80 miles or 60 miles, like, every time he resets it. Is that what I have to do? That's freaking annoying. I don't know. I'm thinking about calling him now since I have the time and seeing what he says. I think I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so I just talked to him and he said every time he resets it, then I have to drive the 60 miles. And I know I haven't driven 60 miles ever since he reset it. He reset it and then I drove maybe 20 miles, maybe 25 miles. And then he even said himself he doesn't think that it'll pass, but we might get lucky. So I'm gonna go and see about this computer, and then I'm just so frustrated with this. But at the same time, it's not like I have to go tomorrow through emissions. I still have about 2 weeks or so. Yeah, it just sucks because you want something to go well and it's not going like you planned or like you hoped. Yeah, hopefully it'll be a good outcome. Still waiting for the people from the transmission place to call me back as well, but I kind of hope, like, I don't have to have them call me back. I hope that this will be it. All right.
below the Earth's crust, unable to climb out, appropriately at a cave known as Camp Hope. The tight return path zigzags up a stretch more than 2 times the height of New York's Empire State Building. This is Himalayan funny. And in about 15 hours, predicting the worst case scenario could have it surface 2 weeks from now. For CBS Sports, rainy in the mid to the upper 60s today, pretty similar to the highs we saw yesterday. The wind today has a north to the northeast 5 to 15 miles per hour. That wind will lighten up a little bit tonight, 5 to 10, and with a mostly clear sky, most of us will be a little bit chilly tonight, down in the lower 50s.
Okay, thank you.
So, hi. How are you?
Okay, calm down. I'm just filming. You can keep messing with me. Good evening, y'all. Coming on the middle of my second week of school, it's been extremely rocky, up and down, extremely emotional. I kind of had a little breakdown in my quantitative reasoning class. I just felt like I was dumb, I was stupid, I didn't know the information, I didn't know what the professor was talking about. I just felt really overwhelmed, and I really don't have anybody to ask for help as far as like in my immediate family, or even to really talk to that can relate to how I feel. Just really relying on being my own cheerleader, as well as a couple sprinkle of friends that are there for me or that have gone through this phase or moment, I want to call it. It was just a moment in my life. But the first week is over. The second week is halfway done. It just seems like something good would happen, then something bad would happen, like up and down, up and down. Every time something good would happen, then immediately something frustrating would happen, and I just am all over the place with my emotions. Now I know I was PMSing. I'm currently on my cycle, and I don't want to make excuses like that's the only reason why. I think it's also because I'm an adult learner and I'm older than a lot of the students, but at the same time, when I look around at my classmates, they're people that are older than me. In the classes, learning, you know, you're never too old to go back to school, you're never too old to learn, or start over, I should say. So that's kind of like where I am. I just felt like really overwhelmed. And then today I had an appointment for a tutor at the school. I got there, it was supposed to be from 12 to 1. I got there early at like 11:45, trying to work on some of the problems myself and figure them out myself. I sat there for a whole hour and nobody came to help me, and the room was like super busy. It was like multiple students being helped by one tutor. Kind of seemed like they were short staffed. Like one lady was helping this guy, and then she would run over to the table and help another person. So they were extremely busy, but I don't know. So I had to, that was very, like, I almost started crying again. I started crying in my quantitative reasoning class. The first time I started crying, I got up, I excused myself, and then I was sitting at the front of the class, so the professor was probably looking at me like, what is going on? But she had to continue the lecture. The first time I started crying, I just felt a lot of negative thoughts, like, you're too stupid for this, you're not gonna learn anything, how can you not know this? Because some of those kids, and there are kids, like they just got out of high school, so they still have the fresh memory of the material. Well, for me, it's been over 20 years since I've had to use any of these calculations. So it was just those thoughts going on in my head, and then I excused myself, I went to the restroom, I fixed my face, and then I'm like, okay, I'm okay to go back. And then like maybe 5-10 minutes later, then I'm like crying again. And the second time I started crying, I should have got up and left again, but I didn't. I was just wiping my eyes and wiping the tears with my sleeve, and it was just a mess. You know, I was struggling. I was very overwhelmed. Like highs and lows, definitely kind of all over the place. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of going with the flow as far as my feelings go. I'm getting ready now for a night class I have. I don't want to say like I don't like the class. It's just that it's not at night and I don't have anything else going on in the day. So it's like I'm just waiting for it to be basically 8 o'clock. It's like 7:50 to 9:50. But I think I'm just gonna be leaving early, like once the professor explains the work that needs to be done, then I'm just gonna be out of there because tomorrow I have to go to class. And I really want to utilize the tutoring services. I did get a laptop from the school, thank goodness. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting acquainted with how to work it and how to find my homework assignments on there. So that's a good thing. And then I'm getting more comfortable with going to school, like actually going to the building and having it not be like a source of anxiety or dread. I don't know, I just kind of feel like this is another milestone in my life, and I don't have the normal support system like mom and dad. And then you do like kind of compare to other people. You're not, I know you're not supposed to do that, but that's just kind of like human, if you will. I just feel like I'm in this by myself, but I'm not. Like, that's a false narrative. I shouldn't say I'm in this by myself. Yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling not so defeated. I mean, my hormones are like woo woo woo, you know, I'm like all over the place, but it's definitely rocky at times. But at the same time, I just have to like believe in myself and remember that I'm doing this for myself. So I just left the tutoring center. It was a good tutoring session. The only thing is the tutor, she really didn't break things down that much. She was just using Google a lot to get the answers, but it was a lot more quiet and I could concentrate more. And I didn't do all my homework. I think I'm gonna save some of it to try to do on my own and try the geometry homework by myself, see how that goes. Also looking at utilizing the online services as well. Yeah, good day at school.